Hi, this is Brian Hegney, instructor of Game and Interactive Media Design. So in this next video, we are going to add some rivet components. So if you look at, I think they're rivets. If you look at the barrel hoops, you'll see, there are rivets that are keeping the hoops together in some of these. You'll see some right there, some little rivets. Oh, and I see there's just two. Okay, well that's cool. Well, that's fine. We'll have a little bit more fun with this, I think. Even though it won't be... Well, I guess here's an example that has rivets all along. This isn't a real whiskey barrel, okay? So if we wanted to be... But I want to show you a tool, and so we're going to kind of fake it. We're going to make rivets kind of all around the barrels, okay? So what I'm going to do is... show you a little trick that will stop you from using spheres all the time. Let's not use spheres. Spheres are kind of bad for a couple of reasons. The way we will make a sphere to use for a rivet head is by using a standard primitive box, to be honest. Let's draw a box here. Oops, and I wanted to actually draw a cube. So let's go to creation method, change that to cube, draw it out. It can be however big or small, it doesn't matter. And I'm going to want to give it not 10 length segments. Let's go 4, tab 4, tab 4. There. So 4 segments for all of them. And we are going to add a modifier to that called spherify. Yay. And that will actually create a sphere. Or something like a sphere. We tap F4. Now, here's the fun thing. Let's go ahead and underneath spherify, so I'm going to click on the box, I'm going to add edit poly. This is to help us understand smoothing groups. Right now, this looks like it's not actually a sphere, it's just a blown up box, right? Well, watch this. Let me actually show you by using a cylinder. When we draw cylinders, when do we see the edges? Well, we can see the edges in the silhouette, okay? And if I were to give myself, just like 8 edges, right? All in here, this looks smooth in the body. But look at the top edge. We can see that edge pretty distinctly. So why don't we see the edge here? And this is just a trick that 3D rendering engines, 3D engines do. It's called smoothing groups. And if I were to give an edit, if I were to select this cylinder and go to edit poly, there's something in face or polygon selection mode that's called polygon smoothing groups. And if I were to select all of the polygons, notice smoothing group 1 is selected and smoothing group 4 is selected. Well, if I click the top, that's smoothing group 1. If I select the bottom, smoothing group 1 is highlighted. If I select a side, smoothing group 4 is selected. Okay. Great. What does that mean? Well, if I actually select everything and said clear all, click, now there are no smoothing groups. We did not change geometry at all. Oops, I have so many height segments. I'm going to go back and actually give myself 1 height segment because that's really annoying. There we go. Now under edit poly, if I select this, I could say, you know what? Put all of the sides on smoothing group. Whoops, it's down 1. Okay, yay. Now if I put the top on smoothing group 1 as well, it's going to try to smooth that out. Again, it doesn't change the geometry. It just changes how it's tricking the renderer to say, well, this is just one smooth group. Okay. But it's a cylinder, so it's really weird. I'm going to put that back on 4. Oops. And take it off of 1. A face could be on multiple smoothing groups, by the way. And take this, and I'll set that to 4. Yeah. There. So that's how smoothing groups work. And it's so that we don't have to... It's basically faking the eyeball. So the reason why this doesn't look like quite a sphere yet is because they're all on the same... They're all on the same smoothing groups. Why did that happen? Oh, I know why. So if I select all of those and set its smoothing groups, I'm going to clear all and set it all to smoothing group 1. There. Now this looks more like a sphere. Okay. Yay. By the way, if you're wondering what was going on with that, if I select... Oh, I'm not even going to do this. I'm not even going to show this to you yet, so never mind. This is why I say don't ever leave a selection in Edit Poly, because the modifier above it might rely on a certain selection. So disable that, yay. Now the spherify is applied to the entire box. Okay. Alright, we can still turn on edge faces. It's the same exact object, it's just everything is smoothed together. So what am I doing? I'm going to put an edit poly on top of spherify, and I'm just gonna select, let's see, 1/2, whoops, go into polygon selection mode, select exactly half. If you want to just ensure you're selecting exactly half, go into L mode for selection, left mode, or, you know, bring this out somehow. Go ahead, make your selection like that. And again, I'm in crossing mode, so of course I'm selecting that. If you were in windowed mode and you tried to do what I did, you wouldn't be selecting everything. So let's just go ahead and just make sure you get that. Yay. And I'm just going to go ahead and delete that side. Now I'm going to select this object, go into top mode, bring this here. You'll see it's really big. And so what I want to do is I can go right down to the box. Yes, I'm not going to really change it, except changing the height this way. Right. So I might give this 2 centimeters, tab 2, tab 2. Is that actually looks pretty good. That's a good size. I'm going to go ahead and place it here. But I'm going to... You know what? I'm going to place it right here. Good job. Yep, I'm going to place it in the exact center just for now. I'm going to go into my left view and just make sure that that is like that. And I'm going to go ahead and keep just one. This will make my job easier when I'm done. And I like easy. I'm going to rotate it like that. And kind of put this in there. Oh, I see. I'm going to change my snap to 1 degree. That's probably fine. Like that. The next thing I'm gonna do is shift drag this to make a copy. I'm gonna make an instance. An instance is fine if you, whoops, not that. I can change the rotation, and it's not gonna obviously change the rotation of the other object. But if I make it bigger or smaller, it will change that, which is actually something I want. I'm going to make another copy. Or another instance, sorry. I'm going to rotate this. I'm actually going to move this down. These big ones will have 2. I'm going to place it slightly inside of the geometry. Another instance. Rotate this like that. Shift drag this. Oh, you know what? I'm going to select both of these. And shift move these like that. Instances. I'm going to rotate them this way. This looks good. And now I'm going to select these guys, shift drag them, instances. You'll see this will all make sense in a little bit. Alright. The next thing I'm going to do is select these little things, and I'm going to actually attach them. Oh, I didn't make them. Oh, I made them instances. Darn it. Okay. I'm going to have to make each one of these unique like I did before, and I'm going to pause the video for that. Okay, so what I did was I made all of these unique, and the next thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to call this rivet. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. I'm going to add an edit poly on top. I'm going to attach. This time I'm going to click, I'll just click attach, and click that, 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 and undo attach. And now these are all rivets, and in the next video I'll show you how we can make copies of all of those really quickly, really easily, using the polar array system. Okay? Hope you had fun. Bye!